Live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Total Education Show, the talk shop for teachers, parents, and administrators. Here's your host of the show, Neil Haley, the Total Tutor.
We're back to the Neil Haley Show on the Total Celebrity segment, and I really love this guest. Enjoyed watching her on Bravo and on another reality show, and she is a celebrity fashion designer. Always could get some awesome tips, so I'm excited to welcome the program, celebrity Rachel-Zoe. Rachel, thanks for calling, and how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. First question I want to ask, what is more hard to plan? Yeah. What is more hard to plan? Just doing fashion designing just doing your fashion designing, or doing both the fashion designing and the reality show? What would you say in that process?
I would say definitely doing both is harder, but then, sort of running my media business and editing the show report and designing the collection and then the box of style, it's all a lot, but I all love it. I love it all so much that it's worth it, I think doing the Rachel-Zoe project, I think that took up a huge portion of my time. I mean, a huge portion of my life, quite frankly. But, it was worth it. It's all worth it. It's all fun. And, when I stopped loving it is when I stopped doing it. But I haven't even thought about that, right?
Exactly. I mean, at one point you do these things, it increases your brand awareness. And then the bottom line when you do projects like this is you want to increase as an entrepreneur. You want to make more money. You want to be more known so that then you can schedule your time. You have children to have that time with your family and be able to do what you love and not be so, every second have to be on. That's hard, meaning like in work-wise.
Correct. And I think, my children are my life. So I think it's that constant balance that we all struggle with, as parents is, that work-life balance. And it's a daily struggle. I mean, I'd be lying to say it's not.
Well, now you have a very interesting project going on. It's called Box of Style. It's a quarterly fashion beauty subscription. So tell us a little about how that project started and everything.
Well, it started a couple of years ago because so many women were coming to me, through my social channels, in person, through email, a myriad of ways to just ask me, really, what do I need this season? How can I live my life more glamorously? How can I be more stylish? I don't have time. And I came up with this idea with my team of editors of the show report, and we very carefully curate these items each season to go into each box of style, to show up at women's doorstops, and basically have them open it and say, oh, my God, I love this. I didn't know I could wear this. Oh, my God, this is such a great color. This is such a great, product. I had no idea this could completely wake up my face. I had no idea that, this kimono was something that I could wear 15 different ways and work it into my life. And I think for me, that's really been my job, is to really curate style and beauty for all of these women and really help women live a life in style in an easier way and a more efficient manner. And, that's ultimately my goal. And however I can do that is how I want to do it. Is what I want to do.
That's fantastic. And now you're reaching out to all women. When you're a fashion designer, you're looking at, the glamorous celebrity end, but now you're looking at, okay, how can I find somebody that, is struggling, saying, what do I need to wear? What's the hot style that it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg, right? And still look great.
Correct.
Right. Oh, cool.
And it's been tremendously successful because I think the constant thing I hear from women were, oh my God, I didn't know that I could wear that color. I didn't know that I could wear this. I didn't know that I would look cute in a hat, but this hat looks great on me. I didn't know I could wear these sunglasses because I thought that they were too big for my face, but actually they look really good. And so I think by doing the box of style, it sort of gives women the ability to try things that they wouldn't have otherwise gone in and bought for themselves, because I think women typically go to what they know. Right. And I think when it's done for you, they say, okay, I'll try this. This is great, And we hear that over and over, and it's so wonderful.
And what do you kind of in your research now of looking at lots of women in different styles and stuff, what are you seeing women nowadays, maybe than 10 years ago, and how they're trying to dress nice and have fashion that makes them feel good? Do you think it's really different, or they're having troubles and struggles at times to figure out what to wear?
Well, I find the biggest struggle, I mean, I think people come to me for two things. One is sort of, how do I get out of my workout clothes and get dressed for the day and sort of look good, but be able to run around and, teach the kids and do all these errands and go to work and do all the things that women do every day, and somehow look good, but have it be functional, have it be practical in their lives, but still look good while doing it. So I think that's a constant challenge. But I also think women come to me a lot to dress up. I have a party to go to. I have a thing after work. I have a big meeting that's so important. What do I wear? And so that's been a lot of what I'm trying to answer for women. And there's always kind of fashion, beauty, and accessories in every single box. And so the box of style, that's what I'm trying to achieve. But then also as a designer, separately, I'm really trying to help women get dressed literally every day, and work pieces that, can sort of transcend time and trend and really work into pieces they already have in their own closet.
That's fabulous, and that's great. And you talk about there's the soccer mom, there's the working mom, there's the different, but they all are struggling because they're so busy. I mean, stay-at-home moms or moms that are working are really dealing with a lot of stuff, and they can't think about, what am I going to wear today? And that's why we need Rachel, right? And I think, Rachel, that you made a connection to all these people that I'm talking about right now through your experiences on TV, and they really trust you now because of that.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, nothing makes me happier than hearing that. And I think, when I meet women that are like, oh, this changed my life, or you're making clothes that really changed the way I get dressed every day. And so for me, I mean, that's the ultimate goal. It really is. And I feel that, it's very scary for women every morning at 6 a.m. whenever they get ready and walk into their closets and they're like, it's not, what do I wear? How can I look good? How can I feel good about myself? And so I will continue on this mission to really help women look and feel their best every single day and make it easier for them and not scary.
And you understand now, Rachel, with children, how difficult this is, right? Before children, you didn't have that understanding, right?
I had the understanding, but not in the same way. Not in the same way. I mean, I think, I think as a working mom, you just go at life completely differently. I mean, the time for yourself is such a distant, second, third, or fourth compared to your children. And, after you get them out the door, you run upstairs and try and throw something on that makes you look human and hopefully put on the same shoes and matching earrings and get out the door. And I think, listen, I just struggle. So I just approach it as I know what works. You take those pieces and you have those ready and you have them in a section of your closet that work, and that's what you work with every single day. To go to work and to do your thing in your week life and your weekday life. And, when you have a special occasion, you take a little bit more time.
All right. Well, fantastic, Rachel. Best place we can pick up Box of Style and all that information. Where can we go, Rachel? Where's the best place?
You go to thezoereport.com/shop, and you can find everything. For my collection, you go to shop.rachel-zoe.com. But if you go to thezoereport.com/shop, you'll be able to get the Box of Style or the Rachel Zoe collection.
All right, Rachel, good luck with your family and all your business ventures, and thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, bye-bye. You're listening to The Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment. We're back to The Neil Haley Show, and on the Total Celebrity segment, and I'm really excited about my guest today, and it's always fun to chat with her, so I'm excited to welcome to the program celebrity Heather-mccomb of Battle Scars now. Heather, thanks for calling. How are you?
I'm so good, Neil. It's been so good to talk to you. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic, and it's always interesting. The summer always brings, and this is, I guess, the inspiring thing that I do a lot with different things is trying to inspire others. That it's a time for growth. Summer. A lot of people kind of take it as lazy, lay back, but this is the opportunity to kind of reflect and grow. Would you agree with me, Heather?
I agree with you 100%. I think that's where the whole summer vacation started. It's where you're really supposed to sit down, reflect, plan for the future, take a breath. You know, in a crazy society where sometimes you just don't get that break. I'm with you. This is definitely the time of new beginnings and really taking in everything around you and maybe making some fresh changes and being healthy and having some fun.
Exactly, and you at least get your vacation.
I think that's the healthiest thing.
Yeah. Have some fun and at least get a vacation out of the deal, right? And then, but I think it's just. But I think that if you have a great growth mindset, like sounds like you have myself, you think about things in certain ways, and you say to yourself, okay, a lot of people are not doing a lot. This is a time where I can kind of get other things done that I couldn't get done during the year, schedule things, and also have fun. All right, so you have something fun going on right now, Battle Scars. And so you can tell me a little bit about how you got involved in this film.
Sure. So Battle Scars is a film that has just been released, and I'm super proud of it. This is a project that I developed, helped develop from the ground up. Our producer and director and writer, Danny Boudet, brought this script to me, and I absolutely loved it. And me and my best friend, George, we always wanted to produce a movie together. It was one of our dreams. I've been acting my entire life, and I love that. It's a great creative outlet for me, but I kind of wanted to step it up and take it to the next level and get out of my comfort zone. And I always wanted to produce. And honestly, me and my friend George and Danny were sitting on the back patio. And like I said, George and I always wanted to produce something. And by the way, it was summertime. And we looked at each other and we said, we love this script. We love Danny's script. George, could we do this? And we looked at each other with all our naivety and said, yes, I think we can. And with a lot of hard work and a lot of stumbles in the road, we did it. And we're here today. And, you know, it got a theatrical release, and it's also on iTunes and VOD. So it's been a journey, but it's been such a rewarding journey, and we're so proud of this movie and the message behind it. And it's an exciting time. Well,
and I think that's this interesting conversation I had with another guest yesterday. That, again, did their own thing that they produced, wrote. It's their baby, and then you see specifically enough as an actor or actress that, oh my gosh, I'm really taking some huge ownership in this, and I really want people to know about this. And it's a different feeling, isn't it? Is it when it's something that you've done yourself?
It is when it's something that you have. You know, it is hard being an actor. I'm not going to lie. You know, there's a lot that goes into being an actor. You go into rooms all the time. You don't necessarily get the part. You know, it's a hustle. It's a grind. But there's something when you actually form something. When you form something from the very beginning, from the seed level, every little grass that is sprouted from that seed is rewarding. And I feel that that's what happens when you develop a project from the beginning is you see the rewards. You see how hard it is, like really hard it is to get a movie off the ground, to get the financing, to, you know, hiring the actors,
exactly.
Getting the crew, you know, especially in such a small budget. It's really, for me, and like I said, I've been in the business my whole life, but seeing something from this side to see how much actually it really, really goes into making a movie made me appreciate it on a whole nother level, for sure. And I think it is. It gives you reward. It's that hard work, and, you know, putting something from the beginning. It is very, very rewarding, especially when this is the result. It's an incredible blessing that we do not take for granted.
What's so great about independent films, Heather, and then all these new projects that are out on different stations, that stories can be told that might have not gone from the big budget feature people, that stories that really people are looking for. Not this just cut and dry types of shows, but or movies, something that really can speak to people. And that's when you see a project like Battle Scars as something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, our movie is definitely independent. I mean, we finance it ourselves. Everything was done very independent. And yeah, I think, you know, I praise George, who's also our executive producer, for getting behind this movie because, it is a very sensitive subject matter, but one that we really wanted to shed light to, and that is soldiers coming back from service who are suffering from post-traumatic stress and also dealing, with life-altering injuries and also acclimating back home. And how do we take care of them? And, how can we, as people who don't go over there, how can we take care of the men and the women that bravely serve this country every day? Because let me tell you, I couldn't do it. I don't know how they do it, but they do it, and they're so brave.
Oh, they are.
And they come back and they have to acclimate back into society with their families. And, so we really, our intention behind this movie was to make a movie for them that would shed light not only on this, on post-traumatic stress and, all of that, but also to make something entertaining that would be fun, so I hope that we achieved that. And we made it for them. So I hope they enjoy it.
And the thing is, PTSD is something that we need to get out what happens, especially for soldiers, but everyone who suffers from PTSD or some sort of brain disease, Heather, that there is treatment, they can get help, but we have to open our arms to these people. We have to say, you know what, we really are here for you. Just because you get home, you can't get acclimated, it's your fault. You were just used to the military. Instead of, okay, we're going to really sit down and understand what you're going through and finding the help they need.
1,000,000%. We need to put judgment in any way aside. This is something that I've met people, I've had friends who have come back from war and have dealt with this issue, and it is so important, Neil. And you hit it on the head. We have to be there for each other. We have to understand and be compassionate, and not judge people for what they're going through, and really be there for them. And that's why, too, on our movie website, we have numerous organizations that help soldiers when they come home. So if you go to www.battlescarsmovie.com, there's a links page, and on that page, there's about 15 charities that you can support that really do help our soldiers when they come home. So if anybody's interested in how they can help, I did a lot of volunteer work at a VA hospital here in Los Angeles, and that was very fulfilling to me and very, very eye-opening. The thing is no soldier should come home and I feel and be alone in a hospital. It broke my heart. It really did to see these soldiers who risked their lives to keep us safe, and here they are alone. And so I really encourage people that if you are around a VA hospital, if you have time to even donate, go to the hospital and just shed some light and love to these amazing men and women that served our country. Like I said, just nobody should be alone who's going through this, and that for me was the most touching thing. I didn't realize that aspect. You hear so much about the other issues, but I just feel like it's so important to help take care of them in any way that we can. And that doesn't even mean donating money or whatever. It's just sometimes it can be an ear, sometimes it can be a hand to hold, sometimes it can just be just go and show up and volunteer at your local VA hospital. It could be whatever it is for each individual person.
Which is that's a tremendous point you're making, and that volunteering, helping others, and looking at our military and saying we want to make sure that they didn't go, that the next set of people that are fighting for us do not suffer like many have suffered in so many years. And then especially when you talk about the VA hospital. But tell a little bit about the story without giving it away, Heather, a little bit about some of the characters in it and things like that, so that people definitely need to go check it out.
Sure, absolutely. So the movie centers on Luke Stevens, who is a soldier who's coming back from service in Afghanistan, and he's trying to acclimate back into society and deal with his family, and he's suffering from post-traumatic stress and also dealing, with just acclimating back into society. And my character is Michelle, and we run into each other and at a cocktail bar, and we wind up going on an unexpected journey together. And it's really about Luke and Michelle's journey towards. They really go on a journey of discovery together. And then there's some other adventures on the side that you'll have to go and check it out.
Well, definitely.
It's a really great. It's a good movie because there's, it does deal with the subject, but there's also a fun action adventure element, which is fun. And we have Fairuza Balk in it. She's amazing. She plays Vriska. We have Ryan Eggold, who's from The Blacklist. He's in it. Zane Holtz plays Luke Stevens. He's amazing. David James Elliott, who you may know from JAG, plays Luke's father, and he's absolutely incredible in the film. Kristen Renton from Sons of Anarchy, she's in it, as well as Essence Atkins, who's a dear friend of mine, and I'm forever grateful for her for doing this movie. I've known her since I was 12 years old, so this is a huge gift that she did this role for us. And also Amy Davidson and Charles Michael Davis. So it's a really great cast, really talented people.
And
we were really grateful to get this cast. It was not easy when you're working on a minimal budget to get such great cast, and we were so grateful to everybody that jumped on and believed in this project and got behind it.
And for people out there that want to try to, do an independent film, there's so much work. First, fundraising. Then after that, the next process is finding the cast, making sure you have the right director. All of these things need to be in place, Heather, right, to have a good movie.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it all starts with the script. I think that's the first thing. I think if you have a great script that you believe in, and then, it's, getting a director attached. And we were lucky because Danny wrote an amazing script, and he's a fantastic director. His first movie was fantastic. It was a movie called 5 Star Day with Cam Gigande and Jenna Malone. And I absolutely loved that movie. And I had worked with Danny a long time ago on this thesis film at AFI, so I was always a huge fan. But when I saw his movie, I was like, oh, we got to make another movie together. You're so talented. So we had that element. And then, raising the money is always going to be the hardest part. It just is. If you don't have money, you can't make a movie. And it's hard to find investors. But, our executive producer, we were very lucky, believed in this project and got behind it and worked so hard to raise all the financing for the movie. So once that was in place, that's one thing. Then you have that. It's like, okay, now we can actually start, getting our cast. But that's even hard, dealing with, I didn't even know that, because I'm an actor, so I'm like, I don't even see all this stuff.
Yes.
You have to call agents, and you get a lot of no's, and, you get some maybes, and then you get somebody that you think is going to be really great, and then they fall out, and, so cast is then really important. And then you have to get a crew, and then you have to make sure the crew is, good and solid and responsible and trustworthy and show up on time, And then you have the whole proof. Then the film's done, and you have it in the can, and then you have to edit it, and then you have to, do sound mixing, and and then you have to get finishing funds because how are we going to do the sound mix? And it's a lot. And then comes the releasing part, and that's really, I think that's the hardest part, is finding a home for your movie. And we're so grateful to Gravitas who picked us up and believed in us and gave us a theatrical release, and also put us on iTunes and premium VOD. And, they really believed in us and supported us, and we couldn't be more grateful, but it's a road. So my advice to anybody who wants to make a movie is just prepare for an adventure, a lot of hard work, and don't expect it to go as fast as you want it to go, because this is a process, and it's long-term fulfillment, not short-term fulfillment. That is the main lesson. These things take time and patience, but you can do it. It can be done.
You should write a book on this, Heather. You really have a good understanding of putting this out, or at least or a manual, or train people on this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not a book, meaning like a training, because there's so many people that say, I want to start an independent film. It's great that it's happening, Heather, when you have quality people like you put together. But there are a lot of people that don't put quality work together. And because now it's just open out there, that people need the guidance that you had a great people around you to teach you how to get this done. So commend you for everything you have.
I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky. I am. I'm very lucky for that, and I think just having the education of being in the business for 100 years, it feels like, I just think that educates you to really deal with, different personalities and different people. And I know the business pretty well. And like I said, it is really possible. And, I think it all just starts with great material. And if you have great material, and like you said, Neil, if you surround yourself with great people, and, that's the best thing you can really do.
And that's what you did. In your career, you've met so many interesting people. You reached out to them. You saw what's important in the business, and that's the important part of it. So, Heather, so it's available now on VOD. So where can we go to?
Yes, it's on iTunes and VOD, and all of the outlets that it's on. It's really easy to find on our website, which is battlescarsmovie.com. All the links are right there. You can just click it and go see the movie.
It's a very nice website, by the way. I wanted to tell you that. Very, very nice website. And I saw the cast. I said that this is a great group of people for sure, Heather. And we can follow you. Where can we check you out on Twitter and all that? You're all over the place, right, Heather?
I am. I already tweeted you, Neil. I'm of course. I'm at heather-mccomb, heather-mccomb, and that's on Twitter and Instagram. And then, those are my handles.
Heather, I run about 25 Twitters for my social media and branding business. So I have my team completely 25 people's Twitter accounts.
Oh, 25. Well, that's great. Yes. I can barely handle
they're all on my phone, Heather. So basically, I get these responses later, and my team takes care of everything. So there you go. Things have changed in the last couple of years.
You're the team.
But it's so
the Twitter team.
Yeah, I have more Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the different things because you wouldn't believe it. But yeah, it becomes complex. I wonder if those big stars, they probably got their assistant tweeting, right? Do you have any secrets for us, Heather?
They probably have actually companies running their whole social media. I bet you. I don't know. I could barely do it. But I love it. I like it. I love it. I feel like you can interact with people and interact with your fans and share a part of your life. And it's really nice. It's a lot of work. I mean, I get so nervous about making one Instagram. I'm like, did I say the right thing? Oh, man, let me look at it 50 times. So I think people are better off just having somebody else run it if they can.
Yeah, and then come up with a mission and vision of the content for sure. Well, Heather, thanks for calling.
Exactly.
I will make sure I jump on it. I like I said, it doesn't automatically notify me with my 25 accounts on my phone, or I've lost track, and that I can go ahead and I'll go ahead and we'll retweet. But we'll wait till it comes out syndication tomorrow. We're live right now, but it comes on syndication Friday, and then we'll be re-airing it again on Wednesday. So a lot of times for promoting Battle Scars. So I appreciate you coming on the show.
Well, I appreciate you, Neil, for all your love and support over the years, my friend. I really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting our movie.
All right, Heather, take care. Thanks for calling.
Bye, sweetheart.
Bye-bye. See ya. Take care. Bye-bye. You're listening to The Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in the Neil Haley Show on the Total Celebrity segment. I'm excited to welcome the program comedian Tony Hinchcliffe. Tony, thanks for calling. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? Another beautiful day. I'm out here in Texas right now. I'm on the road in Texas. I'm staying at the same hotel JFK stayed at the night before he got shot. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Are you a historian at all, Tony, thinking about things like that? To think about when JFK got shot and stuff?
A little bit. I mean, I don't know much about that much. I've seen a couple documentaries, but I can tell you the view up here is mind-blowing. So
cool. It's awful.
Pretty
awesome. Pittsburgh, it's dreary.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
Yeah. I'm originally from Youngstown, Ohio, so I know all about that.
And where do you live now, Tony?
I've lived in Los Angeles for the last 12 years.
You're lucky. It's great weather for sure. Well, Tony, the first question I want to ask you, what's harder, writing or going on the comedy stage? I know you have to go ahead and writing for other people than yourself as a comedian.
Well, it's all different, and I like that it's different. You know, writing for other people gives me a chance to crawl into their perspective and get out of mine. It gives me a break from the same guy that I write for all the time, which is me. Stand-up is the hardest thing, I think, possible to do. In order to do stand-up, you have to be able to write and perform. So stand-up's definitely harder than writing. So I think writing for me is the hardest thing because I'm picky and I want my material to be compelling yet funny. But writing for other people, I just get to try to really be funny, you know. So it's sort of more fun for me to write for other people, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? I'm sort of getting out of the field of writing for other people, and it was fun, and I'm sort of stuck just dealing with me now. So
Hey, that's part of it, right? You write for other people, they see how fun you are, then opportunities come, and those opportunities are definitely coming for you now, Tony, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've been doing this for just a little bit over 10 years, and all of a sudden I'm working all the time. I'm traveling all around the world and mostly America, especially for this tour. This is an all-America tour this upcoming month. And I get to go, back to a lot of the places and around a lot of the places where, I used to live and started. I'm doing the Cleveland House of Blues, which as a kid from Youngstown, Ohio, that's crazy. And I'm excited to be, and I'm excited to be back in Pittsburgh. That's the airport I used to fly into with my tail between my legs when I was halfway too scared to go live in L.A. And I missed all my friends and, all this stuff. So it all has a lot of sentimental value to me, all these other places. Plus, a lot of these cities that I'm doing on this gigantic tour are all cities that I opened up for other comedians on their theater tours, like Jeffrey Ross and Joe Rogan. So it's going to be fun to revisit some of these places and instead of being the opener, be the headliner. So.
Well, Tony, it's kind of funny. I was looking at your background. You talk about you have a pro wrestling podcast. I'm a former professional wrestler, Tony, and I did the minor league circuit in wrestling in Germany and all that stuff. And I wonder if when you were in Youngstown, were you always a fan of wrestling, going to any of the independent circuit shows and stuff?
Oh, yes. I was a huge fan. I ran my own independent circuit right out of my bedroom. I used to wrestle with my pillow for like 4 hours a day. I'd reenact all my favorite matches from that week on Monday Night Raw or whatever it was. But I never got to really see any indie shows. I was a little bit too young. And Youngstown, I think, is as a kid, when you're under 18, I think it's a crazy place to, go around and be with your buddies and see other things. It was just too dangerous when I was growing up there. If I ended up going to an indie wrestling match, I would have ended up getting attacked by the Nation of Domination on my way there. You know what I mean?
I wrestled the Nation Domination in Omaha, Nebraska as a jobber. Crushing Savio Vega. Yeah, back the late Crushing Savio on Shotgun Saturday night. I know you remember that.
What was your wrestling name?
I just worked as Neil Haley, but I've worked as the Giant Warrior, Leviathan, Big Neil the Real Deal. So I've been on local circuit stuff and all that back in the day, and did a tour in Germany. So I understand about touring, and that's the interesting thing. You don't remember where you're at each day and each night, right, Tony? You're going from one place to the next, and it's so much fun, but yet it's so fast. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun, but it is a blur, like you said. Like, sometimes I wake up in these hotels and I have no idea which city I'm in. It takes me a minute to think of what I did the night before. And because they're all the same, at first it sounds like touring is the most amazing thing ever until you realize that every hotel and every airplane, they're all the same, and they're all sort of annoying. They all have a catch to them.
Exactly.
It's always something like this.
Yeah. So your tour starts in St. Louis on August 2nd, and then ends in Los Angeles on September 5th. So you're going to be a lot of places: Madison, Michigan, Minneapolis, Nashville, Louisville. I remember wrestling in the Louisville Gardens. I know you talked about Cleveland, South Carolina, Georgia, Charlotte, Asbury Park, New Jersey. That brings back memories for sure and all that. So really a lot of amazing places you're going to be.
Yeah, I'm really pumped. We're doing it all. We're going to Jerry the King Lawler territory down there. And,
I wrestled Lawler, by the way. I beat Jerry the King Lawler in Arkansas in a match, yeah.
You beat the King?
Yes, I beat the King.
Wow, man, this is some legit stuff I'm finding out. Did you have to cheat to win?
No, I was the good guy in a town in Arkansas. I lost to him in the Mid-South Coliseum. Kane helped me get to the finals when he was Isaac Yankem. So he helped me. Yeah, so I wrestled at Dallas Sportatorium, Louisville Gardens, Mid-South Coliseum and I did that, and I did the wrestling in Memphis at the channel, whatever, I forget the station, in the mornings. So all that.
Wow. Stuff. When did you hang up your boots?
99. 99 in Germany. I'm good friends with Rhino Richards, and Rhino got me out to Germany, and then I finished up. But yeah, so it's definitely about Tony. But I know you have a wrestling podcast, but you also have another podcast. So what are all the other projects going on, Tony? Give me a quick update where people can connect with you and all these other things that you're doing. You have a podcast and all that, so that people can listen.
I have a really fun live podcast that I do every Monday out of the Comedy Store that airs live, and you can catch it on iTunes. It's called Kill Tony. That's where me and guests watch new comedians do 60 seconds, and then we talk to them. It's sort of like a new school take on the Gong Show or something like that. And I have a wrestling podcast called The Store Horsemen, where me and my buddies talk about pro wrestling, like you mentioned. And I'm developing some shows. I'm writing a movie with Snoop Dogg right now, and just getting ready to tape my next special in September. That's a really big deal to me, my second special, and that's the material that I'm testing out all around the country. Well, not really testing it, just making final adjustments. And I'm just so pumped about this next crop of material that I'm about to drop on everyone, because I think that this is my best work yet. And I just couldn't be more excited about traveling and getting out there and seeing how it works in different parts of the country, because I'm talking about some compelling stuff, and I'm taking a lot of chances. And I feel like, House of Blues Cleveland is going to react to some parts a little bit differently than, say, Comedy Zone in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I'm excited to hear the oohs and the ahs and where the grunts come and where they don't. So,
especially when you talk political, Tony, or political jokes, for sure. Well, good connecting with you. When you're in Pittsburgh on the 23rd, I'll try to reach out to your team and see if maybe we can hook up and meet maybe at that on the 23rd. Especially get a picture of me. I'm almost 7 feet tall and a former pro wrestler, and see maybe we can connect. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Definitely. We'll get you on the guest list. I'll put you down for a +1 so you can sit on 2 seats, you giant.
Well, good talk. Everyone needs to check out Tony, and best of luck with the tour, and I hope to see you in Pittsburgh. Okay, man?
Thanks so much. Those tickets are available at TonyHinchcliffe.com and OutbreakPresents.com. So go get them.
All right, thanks, Tony. Take care, man.
Thanks, bud. Bye-bye.
All right, take care. See you.
Hello.
Hi, Anthony. Anthony, are you on the line?
Yeah, I'm on the line. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. Excited to welcome to the program the director of Sharknado, The Fourth Awakens, which will be on July 31st, 8 p.m. Eastern, on the Sci-Fi Channel. Anthony C. Ferrante. Anthony, thanks for calling, and I am just so impressed with the Sharknado brand and how you guys have grown it.
No, thank you. I mean, we lucked out. We made this silly, ridiculous film, and the world seems to be along for the ride. I guess we're in this bizarre time where they need something that kind of just is a release from all the bizarreness out there.
Absolutely. So tell us how the story came about, how you came up with this idea, and had Ian involved in it and stuff, and how it's grown from there.
It was just a pitch a writing partner and I came up with. We were trying to come up with the most ridiculous concept ever. And he said Sharknado, and we pitched it a couple times at Sci-Fi. Nothing really happened. And then I wrote a reference to a Sharknado in a script I did for Sci-Fi, and that's when they said, we must make this film. And there we are. We're making the movie, and we got Ian Ziering and Tara Reid, and we thought, this is going to just be a one-off little film that we made, something really ridiculous that maybe in 5 years it could be a cult film, and then overnight it became this huge hit, and it's very flattering that people still love what we do.
Absolutely, and in your background, you tell us that your background and how that kind of came about, the thought process of just with Sharknado, the fact of you were involved in horror movies as a director and a bunch of different things. But putting the comedy mix and the kind of celebrity mix really helps with Sharknado, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I think what we do is our ridiculous aspect of it is the sharks and the tornado, and then we play it straight with the characters and stuff. And I think that's how it sort of evolved and worked. And the cameos, we have all these different people that want to be in it, and we try to find interesting ways of integrating them into the film.
And Sci-Fi is willing to work with you in any way, right, to help you keep this going, right? Sounds like they're a great partner.
Oh, Sci-Fi is fantastic. When we sit down to do the next movie, we always go, okay, let's everybody throws in their ideas, and like the last movie, we ended up doing space, and no one knew we were doing it. It was a big surprise, and so it's hard to kind of top space. But I think we did it with this movie. The fourth movie right now is essentially a superhero origin story, in only the way Sharknado could do it. And that's what makes these things neat, is that we kind of get to play with different genres every time. And every time I think that we're going too far, it's like we maybe aren't going far enough. We did this. We were in Vegas, and we had the Chippendales there, and on the cuff I said, could you just do a thrust motion to the sky, and we'll put a shark there. Let's do a crotch rocket. And the guy goes, yeah, that sounds great. And we did it. And I didn't think that I thought standards and practices would veto it. And lo and behold, the first trailer they put out, you have this Chippendale crotch rocketing a shark off his junk, and it came a meme. But it was one of those things in the moment that nothing is too outlandish or crazy in a Sharknado movie. We have a Cownado. We just keep doing these things that you don't expect that we're going to do, and I think that's why people watch it. The unpredictability. When you're going into a regular movie, pretty much what's going to happen. If it's a drama, you're going to cry or whatever. If you're going into a superhero movie, people are going to beat themselves up. When you go into a Sharknado movie, you're like, I don't know what they're going to do this time. I've seen the trailer, but I just have to see it for myself. And then, suddenly we're blowing up the Grand Canyon, or, we're doing this or that. And I think that's the thing, is that you just don't know where we're going because there are no rules. And when there are no rules, it's creativity is unleashed.
It definitely is unleashed, and I think that now talk a little bit really quickly about The Force Awakens. By coming up with a parody for that, that's going to really help with ratings as well, because of how many people that are fans of the Star Wars brand and the way you're bringing this up. But it's just the wording, and then the poster's fantastic. It's really going to gather even more people's interest that maybe didn't even see Sharknado before.
I really hope so. We did pay homage to Star Wars in the last movie. We did a lightsaber chainsaw in space, and so we're big Star Wars fans, and just as a longtime Star Wars geek, to see that poster and to kind of have my own Star Wars moment, even though it's not Star Wars, it just means a lot to me. And I think that I hope that it does give us a boost, since there is this huge Star Wars awareness. If there was any other movie out there that was on their fourth film, I guarantee you they would have tried to do The Force Awakens. So we were just fortunate enough that we were on our fourth movie, and The Force Awakens came out, and everybody, it was like one of those titles that a lot of people that were working on it were kind of floating around, and so we all came to the table pretty much at the same time and said Force Awakens, and it's like, okay, that's the title, because everybody's it's on the same page with it.
Okay, so The Force Awakens is on Sci-Fi, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, Sunday, July 31st on Sci-Fi. Again, best place we can find information on you, Anthony. Where can we go?
AC Ferrante. It's ACFERRANTE. That's my Twitter handle. And we're going to be live tweeting from the Stratosphere on Sunday night. And my band, Quint, we did the theme song, Ballad of Sharknado. We wrote a rock opera for this one called Sharknado Rhapsody. You can find us on iTunes.
Awesome. A lot of cool things going on. You even have the Tribeca Film Festival, working with Ian on that. So there's a lot of great things. You got to go follow Anthony and check him out, and check out Sharknado, The Force Awakens. Again, July 31st at 8 p.m. Eastern on Sci-Fi. Take care, Anthony. Thanks for calling.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Okay, bye-bye. You're listening to Total Celebrities Show. We'll be back. Hi, Cynthia. Are you on the line?
I am on the line. Good morning.
Fantastic. Good morning. So I'm excited to welcome to the program Real Housewives of Atlanta star Cynthia Bailey, and she's going to talk about Sharknado, The Force Awakens, that premieres on July 31st on Sci-Fi. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely. So look at this kind of a difference for you, being on the Housewives for so many different years, and now with Sharknado. This is different for you, right?
Being an actress is very different from being a reality star. It's two different things, two different movements. And, on our show, we just be ourselves. We just do what we do, and we react how we would normally act. And I will say, as an actor, it's a whole other thing. You have to become the character. It's a lot going on. I was excited for the opportunity and to, be a part of this, the platform. I love acting, so I thought this was a fun opportunity.
So your experience in acting before this, Cynthia, with being on the Real Housewives for so many years, were you an actress before Real Housewives?
You know what? I actually have done some dabbling in acting before the show. I actually was on the Cosby Show, years ago as well. Only had like two or three episodes I was on. I was a friend of one of the castmates on the show. And so that was cool. And I did some episodes of Law and Order, little things here and there. My main focus was always modeling back then, but I've dabbled. I will say now I'm at a point where I'd like to seriously pursue acting.
Absolutely. So that experience definitely helped you with the Real Housewives for sure. Let's talk a little bit about Sharknado. Then maybe you can give us maybe a little hint of what we could expect or what's going to happen in the next season, or any ideas of where it's gone, the Real Housewives. But let's go Sharknado first of all. What is your role in this, and what are you doing in the show?
Well, I play a gorgeous scientist.
Okay.
I play a scientist. My role is to help save the world. There's a huge meat-NATO headed toward the planet to kill everyone, and myself, alongside Tommy Davidson and another actress, we have to mastermind the situation and stop it. And you have to see the movie, but I will say, I'll just put out there that I did not die in Sharknado. So, what that means? That means there's a possibility that I could be in Sharknado 5 because I don't think the Sharknados are going anywhere anytime soon.
Okay. No, I think this is definitely fantastic. And think about working with Tommy Davidson. Oh, my gosh. I got the chance to chat with him a couple months ago, and he is so funny, and it's great to see him back rolling again because of so I was such a huge fan of In Living Color and stuff. It must have been fun working with him.
Oh, yeah. Tommy's hilarious, and I just had a great time. Like Hasselhoff, Tara Reid, like the whole cast was just really, really amazing. And there's a lot of celebrity cameos. None of the cameo people were there my day. So I've heard a lot of different names. I know one of my castmates, Kenya Moore, is also does a cameo in the movie as well. So you get a couple housewives in there. So make sure you guys check it out.
Oh, we definitely will check it out for sure, and we'll try to get it out all over the place through syndication and through social media, Cynthia, just to get that going. Now, how is it Ian with coming up with this whole thing with Sharknado? What a brand this is becoming, isn't it?
Oh my God, it's crazy. He was awesome to work with as well. He's very serious. He's a very focused guy, And, it was fun. It was fun hanging out with those guys all day. I mean, I just can't believe how the Sharknado 4, I remember seeing the first one. And, of course, at that time, I never thought I would be in the Sharknado movie. So, I'm excited. I think you just go with it. Just go with life, see what happens. And I think, you never know. Like I said, this could be the beginning of a very long acting Sharknado career for me.
Oh, it's great. You can't die, right? That's the big thing, right?
Yeah, as long as I live, there's an opportunity I can come back. I just got to figure out.
Sure.
I just got to figure out how to stay alive.
And well, that's great, and for sure. And updates for us, for any updates you can give us about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I know you're filming right now. Anything to the fans and how you've been excited about it? Give us a little bit of an update.
Yeah, well, you know what? We are currently filming Real Housewives Housewives of Atlanta right now. We are we usually come on in November. The show, will be just as entertaining and dramatic as always. I'm dealing with a lot of different things, career-wise and also personally on the show. And, this is my 7th season. I think this is like season 8 or season 9, but this is my 7th. And, you guys got to make sure you tune in. We won't disappoint. We are the #1 show on Bravo.
Well, congrats. That's got to be exciting for you, right? Especially with when you started, you saw the other Real Housewives brands and ones that were really doing really well, and you guys came in and said, okay, we're going to take this role on now, right? And probably people didn't expect it, right, compared to the other ones.
Yeah, Atlanta took it over. Atlanta's like no other. That's why we've consistently been #1. And, I just think there's something for everybody on Atlanta. There's something about Atlanta. So I'm very excited
the ATL.
To be a part of this for 7 years.
And the work out there for acting is huge in the ATL, isn't it? There's a lot of work opportunities.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Yeah, tons of television and film is being filmed in Atlanta. So, yes, Atlanta's hot. Atlanta is hotter than ever.
Well, that's great for you because you have this, you have the Real Housewives, you have other things. Any other projects you can tell us about right now, Cynthia, or is that pretty much what's going on?
No.
Yeah.
Of course, that's never all of it. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Sharknado. I have tons of other projects, but more importantly, my Cynthia Bailey Eyewear. It's hugely successful. You can go to CynthiaBaileyEyewear.com. I just had a huge event in the Hamptons. I'm on my way back to the city now. Also have Cargo by Cynthia Bailey. It's a leather goods line, backpacks, clutches, phone cases, doing very well. My overall goal is to build a Cynthia Bailey's fashion accessories empire. So I got hats coming, I got scarves coming, I got watches, you name it. The plan is you have to have a plan, is to be the queen of fashion accessories. So stay tuned. A lot of things.
And see, Cynthia, it's because what you see is ultimately the real loyal fans are your fans on Bravo's Real Housewives of Atlanta. They love you, and you just keep connecting with them, and they want to support things you're doing, right? That's the cool thing about
and I'm so
being on a show like this.
Absolutely, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm very real. I'm very transparent on the show, very down to earth, and my fans relate to me because everything, a lot of things that I go through, as a mother, as a wife, as a businesswoman, as a friend, as a sister, as a daughter of, as my mom's daughter, people go through real stuff, and I've always been very transparent about the real stuff that I go through, and I think people can relate to that.
Okay, so Sharknado: The Fourth Awakens, premiering July 31st on Sci-Fi. Well, do you know what time the movie airs?
Do I know what time it is? The movie?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what time. No, I don't know.
Okay.
I just know that the premiere is in Vegas on the 31st, and I will be there in living color, in the flesh.
Fantastic. Well, fantastic. The best place we can find information. Well, you already told our website. Give us your website one more time and social media we can follow you.
Okay. For all things Cynthia Bailey, please follow me on social media, Cynthia Bailey 10, Cynthia Bailey 10. Cynthia Bailey Eyewear, go to CynthiaBaileyEyewear.com. Cynthia Bailey Bags and Leather Goods, go to Cargo by CB. Let me see, my bag line is CargoByCynthiaBailey.com.
Awesome. Great chatting with you. Thanks for coming on the show, and take care.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cynthia. Bye-bye. You're listening to the Total Celebrity Show. We'll be back in just a moment.